churrasco, lidar com a torcida brasileira e jogar contra a MBR. E aí, o que será que a nata do Counter-Strike global falou pro Versus? Vem com a gente, mas antes, não se esqueça. Curta o vídeo, comenta e se inscreva no canal. So, Stewie, how does it feel? I mean, coming back to Brazil and playing for a different team. Are you nervous?
I think it's actually my third time playing in Brazil with a different team now, and I'm pretty excited to play again in Brazil. I feel like the fans always have my back, and they're also very passionate, one of the most passionate in the scene, so that's something you love to play in front of, it's a good atmosphere. And it's different this time. They're going to be against me again, but the last time they were against me, I also won this tournament, so.
Girl. And how do you feel about facing MAIORES here?
I think it's going to be an exciting game. You know, we have some history. We've been on the same team together, and we've been waiting for the day to play each other again. And when I was on the team, when Taco left and joined Liquid, I know how much fire it brings to them to play against the next teammate and how much they want to win. So I know they're going to do the same against me, and you know, Taco probably feels the same way against Liquid as well. So there's going to be extra fire, so it's going to be a lot harder.
And do you think it will be easier for you to face them now that you kind of know how the way they play?
No, I wouldn't say it's easier or harder in any way. I think they're still going to be a difficult opponent. I know Fallen, he's very smart, but he also has a lot of diversity in his calling. He's never always calling the same. He has a different game plan for each team, so he's very unpredictable. And he always has his way against playing different teams, so it's hard to study him.
And can you do a little comparison between playing with North American guys and playing with Brazilian?
It's kind of hard to explain, but I guess the best way to explain it is that when Fallen calls something, compared to American teams, the American teams, it's more kind of robotic. Like they would do what you're supposed to do and what makes sense and what has to be done. But on the MAIORES team, they're all very smart in their own ways, in their individual own play. It's more about if you're assigned a job, you got to make sure you do your job right and don't worry about anything else, but focus on your own job, you know? So it's kind of different from the American teams, and Americans are very aggressive. They like to take their duels and play the trade game, and sometimes MAIORES is not like that. They like to play it slow, they like to play their own game, they will force your mistakes, and it's kind of like the total opposite.
And how did you feel about living in MAIORES? Do you feel that right now it was the best option for you?
Well, I was willing to stay, but you know, at the end of the day, it didn't work out for us. I didn't take really any hard feelings. I know it's pretty hard, you know, people coming from different parts of the world, and you know, it's different cultures. It's hard to mesh, and the worst part is they don't speak English that well during the time, and they had to work on it a lot. And at the end of the day, I can tell that they're kind of getting tired of it. You know, like they want to go back basically to home and like go back to their roots and where they came from. And you know, I respect that. That's just how they work, and you know, you gotta do what's best for you.
Unfortunately, we know that Dennis couldn't made it. And what happened?
I think that is an issue we will keep within the team for now until we do provide further information. But it's something that he needs to take time with, and that is all I can say about that.
And how are you guys dealing with this right now in terms of you know, playing each other like without him?
Definitely going to be tough, but we did take in Draken, which we have played with before. I think that is probably the best solution we could have gone with for such a short notice in terms of like we were having a lot of tournaments. So I think we're adjusting in a good pace, but we will see. This is the first tournament we will play with Draken, so hopefully we can win, but who knows.
So we know that Nib was struggling a little bit, and what are you guys planning to do to return to the good old times?
Yeah, that is indeed a question we get a lot, isn't it? I mean, we did have a good start in CSGO, but I think right now with Dennis, I think we find some kind of footing as a team where we could actually at least try and compete with the top 5, top 3 teams, where we can actually give them a battle, and I feel like we're heading in the right trajectory towards reaching a goal where we actually can play in finals. I think we showed some potential during the major. I think we showed some potential in the later tournaments of 2018. So I think we're in a good spot where we're still improving, and hopefully we can find the right spark to just go grab that trophy.
What do you expect from a Blast Pro series?
This is my first Blast event actually, so I've been looking forward to. I've heard only positive things, so And obviously our goal here is to win.
And what do you think about Brazil? We have such a strong crowd. Are you ready to face it?
Personally, I don't really get affected that much about this kind of stuff, but I mean, I hope people will still cheer for us a bit, at least, apart against from MIBR, I think. But yeah, like Brazil, I've been here once before. Haven't had much time to check out anything, but so far so good.
Which team do you think they're like your main enemies? I mean, of course, we do have Australis. They are in such a good moment right now in CSGO. But besides Australis, which team right now in Blast Pro Series do you think it's like they're dangerous for you guys?
I think everyone here. To be honest, there is only good teams here, so we have to play our A game all the time to be able to get the victories we want. So don't have really anyone who we prefer to play, and we don't really have anyone who we don't prefer either.
So Janko, I would like that you do like a comparison between your work with MIBR and FaZe right now.
Yeah, I think with FaZe it's still a bit early, like in the work I have done, but I think with MIBR and in the way that things have played out, I think it was a great experience for me. I mean, it was the first team that I coached, and I had the privilege of working with guys like Fallen, you know, Cold, like, you know, best player in the world for 2 years, best in-game leader, right? So, of course, there's a bit of a disappointment that we didn't manage to lift any big trophies, even if we were close more than once for it. So, I think all in all, it was a good experience. I think there's absolutely no bad feeling, no bad blood or anything like that. With FaZe, it's a little bit different in a sense that you know, when we're practicing, the guys are at home. With MIBR, it's always like guys are together all the time. Also with FaZe, you know, the guys are maybe just a little bit more open to what I have to say. Not that I had any big problems in MIBR. It's just that here, it's literally whatever I say, it's done. No question asked.
You've been in Brazil before, right?
Yeah, I've been here in 2016 with my old team back in the day. So yeah, I've been here before.
And how do you feel? What do you think about Brazil? I mean, the crowd, the food, the weather.
I mean, the crowd is really amazing. You can definitely feel that the fans is really passionate. Like they really go all in, and they really care about making a good atmosphere. And I think it comes down from Brazil have always been a soccer team, like a soccer nation. Yeah, so I think they have always been crazy with football, and now I think it's esports as well. You can definitely feel that the fans is really amazing.
You said that Brazil looks like a nation, a soccer nation, but actually I do think that we are a Counter-Strike nation. And I would like to know what do you think about our players? I mean, not only MIBR.
I mean, yeah, Brazil have always been really good at Counter-Strike, even back in the days when it was 1.6. They always had some sort of top team. Definitely in the beginning of CSGO, there was not so many great Brazilian players, but I think the whole MIBR team, back in the days who was called LG, they definitely made a lot of good things for the community here in Brazil. They gave a lot of opportunities for a lot of other players from their success. So I think those guys, they deserve a lot of credit for making the Brazilian community. A lot of great players, a lot of talents in general on the Brazilian side as well. They have a lot of upcoming teams as well. Furia was really have been like, you know, they have been pretty impressive as well.
So Device, earlier you said that Fallen was one of your main subjects of study, but right now you and your team won lots of games against Fallen, against MIBR, and I would like you to say a little bit about this.
Yes, I still study Fallen. I think he is crazy good with the sniper, and he's very innovative, and something that a lot of people don't recognize is that how much he does for his team. He's doing a lot of good grenades for his team, and he's playing very smart. So yeah, I still study him. I think he's still one of the best, if not the best.
What do you think you could do to be top one?
There's a lot of stuff I can work with in-game. Also where I'm watching Fallen is mostly on the T side right now, because I feel like I can do a lot of more stuff on the terrorist side. I had a really good year last year, and I also think HLTV said that if it was any other year from 2017 and down, I would have been #1. So it's also it has to matter how good is Simple gonna be this year, right? It's something that I cannot determine. So we will see. I will just do my best to help my team win, and hopefully we can all end up the top 20 again, and maybe I can get the top 1 seed.
Can you send a message to your fans?
Yeah, so I'm gonna use this moment to send a message to my Brazilian fans actually, because they've been supporting me for a long time. Not always when we play against the Brazilian teams, but other than that, they have been very supportive, and I've always had a good relations with the MIBR team. So it's crazy because I actually think they are more active than like the Danish fans and so on, the social media. So just want to say thanks for the support, and hope that you don't shout too loud in the arena or scare us too much. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to play in Sao Paulo.